Prepare to hear about a lot of kids going missing. Prepare to hear about a lot of wickedness going on, and prepare to see these women get all hella proud, man. But at a certain point, the Lord's gonna send an equalizer, man. The Lord is gonna equalize this whole shit. Let me go to this next precept. This is Ezekiel 28. Ezekiel 28 and 3. Give me a second. Let me make sure this is going, man. It's hard because I can't see the time. Kind of. It says, Ezekiel 28 and 3 says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret they can hide from you." Because this devil will go into everything, man. This devil searches out everything. You know, he'll send a telescope. He'll send millions of dollars into space and let that bitch just drift away, losing money. You know, this devil flushes down more money down the drain than you, Jake, will ever make, or any amount that he'll be ever willing to give you in a stimulus check. You know, this devil searches out everything. He'll go into the scriptures. He'll hire men, hire Bible scholars. You know, people to look at maps, all that. And this devil is wiser than Daniel because he searches out everything. It says, "There is no secret they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches." And that's this devil's confidence, man. Is his riches. With his understanding, has he got his riches, man? Because it took real scheming and understanding to sit here and figure out a system to make people dependent on to give up all their gold and silver, you know, and then give them $5, make a stock market, write the rules of the game, change the rules whenever he needs to keep this bitch propped up. That took real wisdom, man. To choose which countries to go in and set up queues, that took real understanding and wisdom. It says, "With thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures." It says, "By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic," which that traffic is their commerce, right? And and with that traffic also, man, with that traffic also was going into slavery, man. The scriptures tell you about the souls of men is one of the commodities of America. It tells you that in the book of Revelation, I believe. You know, that was part of their traffic, man. The North Atlantic, the not the North Atlantic, but the Triangle slave trade, the Arabian slave trade, you know, all those slave trades, man, those made hella money. That was no joke what they were doing, man. It says, "By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches." See? So because this devil has money, man, his heart is fully lifted up. You know, you had Bill Gates now owns majority of the farmland in America. And what? there's food deserts and crisis in America. I don't hear anything about Bill Gates sitting there setting it up so that they can get free food out to those places. You know, I don't hear anything about that. This devil has legit, and the scriptures talk about that too, where it says, the scriptures talk about that too, where it says, that he may sit alone in the earth. He made house to house that he may sit alone in the earth, man. That's what he did, man. He bundled everybody up in these cities to where nobody has any fucking land. You got people stacked on top of each other. But this devil will go out and buy the plush farmland, man. And farmland is real, man. There's a lot of science. There's a lot of research, how the water drains in that area. For you to own majority of the farmland, the actual equitable farmland in America is something serious, man. That's real wealth. These devils are fully set to keep gaining, man. It says, "By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus said Yahweh power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High." See, he's lifted up. He's hot shit. Nothing can touch him. This is this devil's mindset, man. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, and the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their sword against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So all these nations, man, because this pride of America, they're about to destroy the brightness of this place, man. You're gonna see a lot of these countries start gearing up. Recently, like what was it, like a week or two ago, you had I think it was the Elder Barack in California, in LA Camp, put up a video where a woman was driving down the coast of California, and they saw a bunch of ships out there, a bunch of warships out there. Why do you think all those ships are out there like that? You know, it's not a fucking coincidence. Before that, you had Russia sitting here popping off the coast in submarines that were undetected. The scriptures tell you that evil thought is going to be coming to their mind, and they're going to visit the city of the unwalled villages, man, which is America, unwalled. You look at America, there's no real borders here. There's no real borders in America. Their borders are the seas. So this place is completely unwalled. It says, they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. Would thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God? So this devil has literally puffed himself up to a godly status. So the Lord is basically talking shit. Are you gonna say to the Lord, I'm a God? Are you gonna say to these nations that are gonna slay you, hey man, Esau, what the fuck are you doing? Are you gonna do that? It's not gonna help. It says, will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God? But thou shalt be a man and no God, and in the land of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised. And when you go into the deaths of the uncircumcised, when Israel was coming out of the land of Egypt, the scriptures tell you, the Lord said, hey, go through them, smite, let not your eyes spare or pity. You're supposed to slay all them heathen, man. That's what the scriptures say. It says, thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers. For I've spoken it, saying your house. So the Lord spoke this, man. This stuff is gonna happen on you fucking Edomites. This is the prophecies. This is the good news. The scriptures tell you that this is the future the saints are waiting on, man. We'll get to this next scripture. This is 2nd Ezra 11. Slap. Second Ezra 11 and start at 37. It says, behold, it says, and I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, and that lion that came out of the wood was Yahweh Shai, man. that eagle was going to the Edomite power structure. You know, basically Rome and the Roman Empire revives, you know. It says, and said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art thou it that remainest of the four beasts? You see? So America is that remain of the four beasts. When you go into Daniel's the second, I believe it's the second chapter, when it talks about the kingdoms. The book of Daniel 2, it talks about the beast, the leopard, the bear with the three bones in his mouth, you know. It says, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? It says, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past. So the fourth, what was the fourth beast that rose up? It was the Roman Empire, man. It was the Roman Empire. That was the fourth. The Greco-Roman Empire was the fourth beast that came up. And what? It subdued all the earth, man, because it said it had iron teeth, and then it subdued the earth, man. It says, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth. Now, did the Roman Empire itself have power over the whole compass of the earth? No, because it ruled the known world at that time. But America the Great, Babylon the Great, is the place that had rule over the entire compass of the whole earth. You got America, they have bases throughout the entire earth, military bases throughout the entire earth, able to surveil everything. There are satellites, missile systems, you know, through the entire earth. If there's a precious commodity that pops up out of nowhere, America's on it. It says, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression, in so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. And this is that place that America is that place that ruled with much wicked oppression. Much wicked oppression. It's crazy that you can look into history and see that in every coup in every nation that had a legitimate government, if there was a coup that popped up, America had a hand in it. You know, everywhere. It says, for the earth hast thou not judged with truth, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars. It says, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and cast down the walls of such as did not harm, as did thee no harm. Now when you go into it, it says they loved liars, right? Let me get this. This is Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, saith the Most High, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? So the wicked is who? Esau, Edom, Malachi the first chapter, man. Malachi 1 and 4. Edom, the so-called white man, is the border of wickedness. When you go in the book of 2nd Maccabees, or the book of 1st Maccabees, it tells you about how Alexander the Macedonian reigned. Then when his 4 generals took rule, evils were multiplied upon the earth, right? So through who did evils get multiplied on earth? It says, but unto the wicked saith the Most High, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him. So when they saw a thief, they were like, hey, get in it. Why? Because these devils have made NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, made the North Atlantic Treaty Organization strictly to have a huge gang to go into all these other nations and to put them down. In addition to the main purpose of NATO, which was to keep Russia at bay. It says, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consented this with him, and it has been partakers with adulterers. It says, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Now when you see this whole pandemic, you see how this place is framing deceit. You know, they're inflating the numbers, and then here it is, the global death rate for catching the crown royal, the corona, is the global death rate is 2.2%. So out of 2.2%, you get a death rate of that, but they'll shut down everything and cause everything. They're using this as a power grab, man, to push what? Their new world order, to crash the dollar, crash all these monetary systems, and bring in that mark of the beast. You know, this is what Esau is coming up with. It says, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thy own mother's children. What? Because what? This whole disease went from being a problem for the so-called Chinese to now here it is. You niggas are the main culprits in the earth that are suffering from this shit. Not only that, you're the left. They made you out to be the left. I mean, Jews be out to be the problem with the world. You know, this is exactly what Esau, Edom, the so-called white men made up. He's slandering. He's bringing accusations, man, against Israel. It says, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest I was altogether such and one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and put them in order before thine eyes. And the Lord is putting Israel in order, man. Brothers are getting in shape, ready for the battle, man. You know? You see brothers left and right, man, coming up in this thing in a proper fashion, having an austere, serious look about themselves, not getting caught up in the bullshit, realizing the time they're in, man. We're being set in order, man. Coming back to the Lord, law, statutes, commandments, repenting. You know, this is how this devil's kingdom is falling, man. You got to imagine it. For years, and I heard another brother say this, you know, something to this extent. For years now, you've had the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, which are the Israelites, all 12 tribes come out in this devil's kingdom at the top of his power and sit here and talk shit about them all day. To where there was a point where they just shrugged us off and said, whatever, nigga. So now things are happening and they can no longer say whatever. Now they're looking at this like, shit, is this really happening? You know, this is why the book of Revelation tell you these two prophets did torment them day and night. Who are the two prophets? The northern and the southern kingdom. So the whole 12 tribes as a whole, the whole 12 tribes as a whole have been prophesying against this devil tormenting them. Because the words that we're saying is coming true. So it's settling in, man. It's settling in. This devil's getting on edge. You know? So this is Amos chapter 1. Amos chapter 1, verse 11. It says, thus say Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom. Who is Edom, man? It says Esau is Edom. So the progenitor of the Edomites, which is Esau, is the nation of Edom. It says, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So if these devils only did 3 or 4 fuck-ups and their entire rule, the Lord isn't going to turn away the punishment. Now, when you go back with Job, you know, Esau, he said, hey, the days, not Job, but unto Jacob, he said, the days of mourning my father at an end, and then will I slay my brother Jacob. And what, since then, this devil has been getting down, man. You know? They've been getting down. When you go into the scriptures, they in the book of Esther, I believe. Let me see. Salakia, I gotta make sure I'm not misquoting the book. No, in the book of Judith. Yeah, in the book of Judith, you have these devils. In the book of Judith, you have had that devil, I think it's Haman, sit there and try to put out the decree that all Israel will be put to death. And what? The Lord flipped the judgment. And it says, so back in Amos 1:11, it says, thus say Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. And this devil, when you look into this man's reign, man, he had no fucking mercy. I was listening to the elder brothers from the UK, from London, this morning. They were talking about how in the book bury me at wounded knee. They basically tell you in the book that these devils would mutilate the women and children by cutting out their fucking privates and scooping them out, man. So that by the time the warriors get back from a hunt, and they'll come back to just dismay and a sight that wounds their heart, man. These devils had no fucking pity, man. The scriptures tell you that the Lord, in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the Lord would send upon us a bitter nation that would not show any reverence or pity to the ancient or the young, man. And as swift as the eagle, man. The reason why he used the eagle is because that's what Esau has used as his symbol throughout the earth, man. The Roman Empire, the eagle. The Khazarian Empire, the eagle, man. It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and they cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually. So consistently, it's been a consistent fucking temper tantrum with straight up wicked oppression for this devil from the inception of America, man. And it's all been focused on you Israelites. You got the thing called buck breaking, and I learned some newer information on that, some more information on that buck breaking shit. These wicked ass violent homosexuals, man. That's what Esau is. They're a bunch of fucking violent homosexuals. Because when they would buck break somebody, they beat them all day. They chain them to the ground, beat them all day until all of his strength is gone. But they would bring their children front and center, the slaves' children front and center, while they're beating them to the point where they couldn't fight back or hold any strength anymore. Then they call another slave in, put a log under him so his butt is in the air, and then they would proceed to rape him in front of an entire slave plantation. And then not only that, they would call other slave owners to come over for a buck breaking party, and they would make the children stay there the entire time to witness it. You devils got a lot to fucking pay for, man. And we ain't gonna do that shit, but in the kingdom, man, this is why the scriptures tell you we're gonna meditate terror. We're gonna meditate terror, man. We'll have nothing but time, man, to get the punishment correct, man. The scriptures tell you we're gonna do according to the Lord's anger. So you devils got a lot to fucking pay for, man. Go into this fucking devil's history, it goes deep, man. There's a thing called the Derby Dose, where this sugarcane plantation over in Jamaica, when he caught any of the slaves eating any sugarcane in the field, because his whole thing was to keep the slaves consistently hungry and tired, so that they wouldn't have the energy to revolt. So if a slave got caught eating any of the sugar cane in the field, he would sit there, take them, and pin them to the ground, and have another slave shit into his mouth, and they called it the Derby Dose. Fucking devils, man. And the list goes on, man. If we knew all the atrocities that this devil did, because there's so much stuff that these devils didn't write in a book. The Lord is going to have to give us the knowledge of what this devil did, man. Complete knowledge of what this devil did, man. They would cut out, the conquistadors would cut out the babies out of you so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, women's stomachs. They would cut the babies out of the woman's stomach while she's hanging by her feet and her hands. Take the baby and dash it against the ground and make a game out of it. You devils got a lot to fucking pay for, man. The Lord is, and these things are not relegated to one instance. This was a fucking practice. It's not like, oh, it's terrible what happened to that woman's family. It's terrible what happened to that one child. No, this happened to millions. This really did happen to fucking millions. This devil schemes, and they would go back because the scriptures tell you they encourage themselves in an evil matter. So these devils would get done with these acts and go tell their friends and be like, "Hey, you gotta try this. You gotta try it. No, you're gonna love it." This is what these devils would do. It says, "In his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, that I will send fire upon Teman, which shall devour the places of Basra." So the Lord is about to send fire, man. The Lord is about to send that fucking judgment. You devils is gonna get fucking burned up, and then after you get burned up, the ones that are of you that are left, which are gonna be the elite, they're the ones with the bunkers. They're the ones with the space stations. They're the ones with the underwater living quarters, man. They're gonna hide, but we're gonna go into those dens of the rock and pull their asses out, and they're going to fucking slavery, man. Day one. Bury these fucking bodies. That's gonna be your fucking first job. Bury the fucking bodies. And it goes in this. That's in the scriptures, man. Make sure this is going real quick. I'll look at this next precept. Okay. It's Isaiah 34. It's Isaiah 34 and 1 it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, hearken ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it." So what? You nations are supposed to be listening. The prophets are speaking. You know? Elder Apostle Tahar, he's been telling, hey, these devils are going to do what they're going to do. Brothers have been saying these devils are going to do what the scriptures say they're going to do. We tell you what you're going to do before you do it. We told you that it's going to take one global catastrophe for these devils to push a lockdown. It's going to take one instance for these devils to shut things down. Look, they shut it down. You know? It says, for the indignation of Yahweh is upon all, for the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. So the Lord is about to kill a lot of people, man. You nations and your power structures, it's all going to get put down. The scriptures tell you this is the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Tazbawath. Yahweh Tazbawath. This devil got a goddamn jet drone. Kind of cool as fuck though. But their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. You see? The Lord is telling you how he's about to kill, man. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And how does that happen, man? It happens through that mushroom cloud, man. All the hosts of heaven are going to be dissolved. The Lord is going to melt everything, man. And the heavens rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falling from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So this is how the judgment of the Lord is about to come. Hey, and this devil's shit got stuck in his tree. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. The Lord's sword is going to be bathed in heaven. It says, and it shall come down upon Idumea. And what is Idumea? It's a Greek way of Saint Edom. It says, my sword shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So who's the people of the Lord's curse? The wicked, man. Because all these curses, scriptures tell you that these curses were meant for the heathen, man. But because of Israel's wickedness, we took part of those things. When you go into the cup of the Lord's wrath, his fury. It says, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, which is going into the people, man. You people are the sacrifices, the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, and for Yahweh had the sacrifice in Basra. So the Lord has the sacrifice in Basra. And Basra was the chief place of the Edomites. And what's the chief place of Esau, the so-called white man, in his power structure today. It's America, man. This is the place where all the military action comes out of America, man. When you go into the beast, what was the power, man? Said it had great iron teeth, right? And did beat the nation's powder, right? So what? America is that same place. So America is where that real power structure comes out of. So they try to hold this place up. America is the whore on top of the beast, man. It says, verse 6, it says, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh had to sacrifice in Bosra, in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And this is the land of Idumea, America, man. The place where Edom dwells, the so-called white man. Idumea is just a Greek way of saying Edom. It says, and people have to realize, man, we're not saying this because of color. We're saying this because of his character. When you go to the book of Genesis, the 25th and the 27th chapter, it goes into Esau. It goes into Esau, his blessings, his characteristics, the cunning hunter in the field. This is Esau. Like, when you go into a spirit, it really just the character of a person, man. You know, they just came out with that Disney movie Soul, and what? The whole character of the person was his soul. It says, verse 7, the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks and the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness, meaning the Lord is going to get down. The scriptures tell you the slaying of the Lord. And let me get that, man. Salakia. Let me find this, and I gotta go on Google. One in the heaven. Salakia. One in the slain. The slaying of the Lord shall be from one end of heaven. KJV. Yeah, here it is. Jeremiah 25. I'll pull this up on another one. Jeremiah